Hey guys, what's up? It's Alex here, and today we are here with the 6th and the final round of our mini go-kart championship in 2016. So today's the final round, it's the championship finale, and we decided to switch it up quite a bit today. So basically there's going to be 3 races, and the first one is going to be like a qualifying race. So you can see here we're lined up on the grid just in car order. So this is actually a race, and at the same time it's qualifying. So whoever wins this race will get 15 points as per normal for a race, then second place 12, third place 10 for example. And then also the fastest time from this session will indicate the pole position for the first main race that will be coming up a little bit later. So this will be scored as if a normal race, and also the quickest times will be indicating who starts where on the grid. So hopefully that makes sense, and also to try and make it a possibility for other people to win the championship. For example, Tom, my dad and John all have a chance to win the championship if things go their way today, you know, with the double points obviously in the first and the second races. So basically it's just trying to give everyone a little bit of a chance to try and possibly, you know, get a possibility of a championship. That was the aim, to just spice it up a little bit. So it meant that for the qualifying race you're watching now, 15 for first, second for 12 for second place, 10 for third, etc, etc. And then for the main 2 races, then it's 30 points for the win, 24 points for second place, 20 points for third place, etc, etc. You can see all of that sort of stuff on the website, which will be linked in the description, hopefully, if I remember correctly, or it's Go-Kart Championship. You can just type that into Google at Moonfruit. So you can see on the screen right now, hopefully that is all cleared up now so you can understand. But thanks again to my friend John who did this sort of quick graphic here. You can see on the screen 3 boxes just to sort of separate everyone up quite a little bit better than just sort of my standard not very good editing on Sony Vegas. So top left is my dad's camera view, top right is John's camera view, and the bottom camera is my camera view there. And other people you'll see in the session, apart from the 3 cameras we've got here, we've got Harry, Job, and then also Harry's girlfriend Lauren is also in here. Her first time go-karting, so don't expect her to be very quick, but she's also there as well. We'll point them out as we go along. Obviously you know who's who in terms of John and all that. John, my dad, and me, you know who we are. Or if you don't, your first time watching one of these videos, my dad's wearing the blue overalls with the black stripe and the white helmet. John's got the dark blue sort of navy overalls, silver lines across them. I've got the blue overalls and the black helmet with the tinted visor, and I'll point out everyone else who obviously has a different helmets each time. So obviously they'll switch out. So we'll see. You can see the person who's just crashed into the wall there, that on my dad's screen, and we'll see on John's screen in a second here. That is actually Lauren. So she's, you know, just getting used to everything here. John's going quite slowly to get past her. So there we are. She is wearing the red helmet, so you can identify her. I think Harry's also wearing a red helmet, but it's also got some white parts on it as well. It's the helmet that John normally uses because of the GoPro mount, but John also found another one with a GoPro mount, so that's all decent. So that is that. John, I think, is wearing a black helmet, if I remember correctly, and he said that fitted better actually. So he could probably stick with that, so we can sort of mix it up a little bit. I suppose it's sort of mine sort of a matte black helmet, and that helmet that John was a bit sort of glossy, so I suppose you can identify each other through that. Maybe the red one's easier, I don't know, we'll see in the future. But yeah, so this was only a little sort of 5-6 minute sort of qualifying race here. I've got the advantage here, and at this current time as we're looking at it, if you're wondering sort of what the positions are, I'm leading this sort of qualifying race. Second place is my dad, then a little bit back from my dad is Job and Harry battling over 3rd and 4th place, and then John currently in 5th place. We might be able to see it on John's camera view here. I think they're quite close behind my dad here. A bit of a battle between Harry and Job. Obviously that brotherly love. They don't want to. Well, they obviously want to both beat each other because of that. So that'll make for an interesting race 1 and race number 2, and obviously it's bunched up a little bit here. But obviously in the qualifying race here, maybe it could be a format we could use in the future. I'm not too sure whether it's something you guys would like, but obviously to get a few more points on the board, obviously, you know, to really say that the person who, you know, it's not just the person that goes quickest in this first session, it's also the person who's consistent and keep putting those lap times in. who gets points as well. Or maybe it was just an idea for this final round. Really it was to try and give Tom L a chance to try and win the championship. Because obviously he missed a round earlier on in the season, so this was my sort of gesture, I guess, to try and help him win the championship, just try and make it as fair as possible. But he couldn't actually make this round, so he was on holiday. So unfortunately it's actually going to work against him, meaning that maybe John and my dad will overtake him in the standings. So going to this final round, I've got 134 points. Tom has 107 points. Then my dad has 82. John has 69. Then it was Will on 35 and James on 24. So obviously Will, James and Tom L, none of them racing today, but we have got 3 new people to this year's championship. Job and Harry, who have raced before in the series, and also Lauren, obviously, who hasn't raced ever before. So you can see Lauren, obviously, just on my dad's screen there, is just overtaking around the outside here. And John, he's been quite consistent in this qualifying session here. I think he waited up quite a lot under the yellow flags. I lost him quite a bit of time there, but I did talk to him afterwards, and I think he understands the yellow flags a little bit more than he did sort of the start of this sort of session. Obviously, we don't really have yellow flags an awful lot, obviously, because everyone's pretty sensible driving, but obviously Lauren, first time go-karting, it's going to be pretty tough. You're obviously going to make mistakes here and there. And you can see John's coming to overtake Lauren here. Is he going to go for the inside? Oh, he's sort of got bogged up behind there. Can't really get past. And then I think, is that the checker flag for my dad? I didn't quite see there. John's got past Lauren there. Yeah, my dad's took the checker flag here. I haven't took the checker flag here. I go past Lauren around the outside there. So looks like I'm actually going to complete an extra lap in this race than everyone else. So even though I didn't actually lap my dad, I technically did. If that makes any sense. Well, I technically did a lap extra, but nonetheless, that's the qualifying results there, guys. I got pole position. My dad was second, then Job third, fourth Harry, fifth John, and sixth place was Lauren. It actually worked out quite well. Like the positions where we finished was actually the same as what our qualifying order was, if that makes any sense. So now we look to the lights any second now for this first race of round number 6 of the Go-Kart Championship. Double points on offer here. So I get a pretty decent start for once here, but my dad gets a really good start. We go side by side up to turn 1. Harry gets slightly squashed by Job as we head up down to turn 1. It's side by side between me and my dad. I go down the inside. Job goes past as well. He's got the black and red helmet then. Goes through Harry as well, so Harry's up to third place. My dad's dropped from second to fourth, and John's been pretty consistent through that first turn there. He's kept it clean, and he stayed in fifth place. Lauren still in sixth position here. So now I realised Job was behind me here, and I felt that was tough, because I know Job is super quick in a straight line. He's really light, so I knew I was going to have to defend this part here. And did I go defensive? Yeah, I did go quite defensive. But then I looked back and Job isn't quite there, so I decided to go for the wider line to get a better line through the corner. And you can see Harry being a little bit defensive there to try and stay in front of my dad there. And John made a slight mistake there. I think he might have clipped the tyre wall there, actually. I heard a bit of a clunking noise. I think he slightly tapped that tyre wall, and that lost him a little bit of time. It's dropped him a little bit back from my dad, who's in fourth position now. So my dad really putting pressure on Harry here to try and keep a chance of a podium alive here. I've gained a bit of a gap here on Job, which is good. It's what I need to do. Harry's going defensive. He's looking maybe to try and get past Job, but my dad's took that wider line, which is going to mean he's going to be faster through this sort of complex here, the twisty complex. There's a bit of a mistake here. John's right there. He's not that far behind to capitalise on that and get into a podium position. And at this point, I didn't really realise it, but I was actually sort of gaining on Job. I was actually a lot quicker today than I expected. For some reason, I thought, I was going to be quite slow today, but I managed to actually get a bit of a gap here on Job, which is exactly what I needed, because Job very fast in a straight line, and if he was close enough, he could definitely dive it down the inside. So, I think I hit the tyre wall there, and my dad's really closed up on Harry here. John hasn't lost much time on these last few laps, and I'm already trying to lap Lauren around the outside there. Nice move around the outside, and we're going to see any second now on my dad's screen. He's going to be the next person to overtake Lauren. Job's, I think, got slightly bunched up behind, has he? I'm not too sure. We'll see through the next corner here how that all works out up to the top hairpin. Job's got a bit of an advantage now on Harry, so that'll be good. Harry was actually keeping Job really well behind. I'm not sure what's happened there. I didn't see what happened to Lauren there, so maybe she went off. I didn't actually spot that. So is there anything at the bottom? No, there's no sort of problem. I don't know what happened there, guys. I honestly didn't see. I've got a very obviously got my monitor, and for anyone that doesn't really realise, I have the monitor, and then I have a really small monitor inside that monitor to look at what's happening in the race. I suppose I could actually put it full screen. If I'm clever enough. There we go. We press the button. Oh, now we're full screen. That just looks stupid, me saying that. Sorry. So now you can see I've got a bit of a gap here. There's Lauren. She's slightly cut up my dad there. That would have slowed him. He's lost a bit of time now. And John's going to capitalise on this. He's gone around the outside. That's quite a risky move there for my dad. He's gone around the outside now. John, he's got bogged up behind there as well. So, he makes a a bit risky down the inside there from John. Didn't expect him to go for it, to be perfectly honest, but he's done it. And John has got past Laura now. He's lapped her and closed in on my dad. My dad now probably got a bit of a task on his hand to try and close down Harry. I suppose he was keeping up with him, but it's just whether now there's a gap, whether he can close up to him once again. I've got a bit of a lead now on Job, which is exactly what I wanted, obviously. Job, he hasn't quite capitalised on the first few laps where I think he was close enough to go for an overtake, but at the end of the day, I'm not too disappointed about that. Obviously, I want to try my best here to get as many points as possible, and beating Job here would definitely, I think it might actually confirm the championship for me here if I win this race, which would be perfect. Very nice for me to be able to confirm the championship with one race to go. And we are going to be doing a summer autumn trophy thing, is what I've decided for this year. Obviously we've done the winter championship in the last few years, but as this round sort of finished so early, obviously, because we did sort of 6 races in 6 months, that makes any sense, starting in January. So we've got sort of this sort of main season out of the way. We might do a mini season when Will's back from university, and might get a few more people involved. Going around the outside of Lauren there. Luckily we just about got that done. It was like a second earlier. I might have been a bit of an accident there, but I can see I look behind Job quite far behind now, so I just need to keep this consistent. But yeah, once we're back from uni, we hopefully can then do sort of an autumn sort of mini season, maybe 3 rounds, 4 rounds. We're hoping to go to Lid as well. That would be something a little bit different. There's also another track in Brighton, I think it is, somewhere around Brighton, where we might be going as well. I can't remember. I think some of you guys have left comments down below about what it's called, so we'll probably be going to that at some point in the near future as well. So we'll probably have, maybe, I'm just making this up as I say it here, but maybe 2 rounds at Filching Manor, and then 1 round at this other place in Brighton, and then 1 round at Leeds. But look at this, John, he's capitalised on Lauren, holding up my dad through a few corners here, and John has just capitalised on that. He's in 4th place now. Can my dad come back on him here to get an overtake done? So up to the top hairpin here. John, he's gone for a risky move down the inside. He's done that quite well, to be perfectly honest. He's gone a bit wide. There's contact. My dad, Lauren's gone really wide, and then sort of put right hand down, and then there's been a bit of contact. My dad's had to go around the hairpin again, so that's lost him a whole heap of time here. And my dad's actually lost about half a lap in that sort of whole accident there, obviously through getting held up behind Lauren in the first place, and then obviously having the contact, which spun him around. Had to go across the grass and go through the hairpin once again. So it is what it is. So unfortunately for him, he's lost a lot of time out of that, but that's put John up into 4th position now. So what John told me afterwards, he was just trying to keep it consistent here. If anything happened in front, he was going to capitalise on it because he was close enough, and that's exactly what he did. Obviously, with Lauren holding up my dad there for a few corners, John capitalised, closed up, got the overtake done, and got past Lauren quickly as well. Then my dad maybe trying to get past as quickly as possible once he saw that happen. Maybe a bit over ambitious, I don't really know. Obviously, when it's someone's first time go-karting, it's always best to be a little bit cautious around them, but nonetheless, I've got a lead, which I'm happy about, but I'm closing in now to lap my dad. Obviously, he wouldn't have liked to see this, but he wouldn't be in this position if he didn't get involved in an accident. So he hasn't been that slow. He was quick in qualifying, obviously, to get 2nd place in the grid. And John's just been consistent, and we haven't really seen Harry and Joe for sort of the second part of this race here. I guess that's because they've just the whole sort of gaps have sort of spread apart, and it's something that's kind of tough in go-karting when there's only a few people. It's kind of tough to keep the gaps down and make it a really enjoyable race, especially in the first race, I guess. Anyways, I go past to lap my dad there. It's kind of tough to make it really sort of consistent, sort of close racing, but it is what it is, and at the end of the day, it was still a lot of fun this round. And if I just say it, race number 2 of this round was absolutely incredible. One of the best races I've ever been a part of. So stick around for that. I'm hopefully not overhyping it for you guys who have got this far, but I really, really enjoyed it. So let's see what happens in a few minutes' time. So we haven't got too long to go in this race here, probably about 4 or 5 laps to go, and To be perfectly honest, I needed this because in the last few rounds, I mean, I don't feel I've been driving too well, and this one I just felt everything came together, and I really was enjoying having just go-karting day in general. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, I seemed to just manage to sort of work it all out today and manage to be quick. Oh, risky move around the outside there of Lauren. I don't think she's obviously got the racing line you know, what am I trying to say here? She hasn't got the racing line sort of on point at the moment, which takes a long time to learn. So might not ever come back go-karting again, but it's obviously good to have another person racing around the track. It's always a lot of fun, but, you know, especially when there's more overtakes involved. So you can see my dad's overtaken as well now. So yeah, this is the part of the race where everything sort of settled down, and unless there's a big accident towards the end of the race here, this is generally the part where, you know, it's the result is already decided. You just need to keep your concentration, and hopefully you don't put it in the wall with a few laps to go. That obviously would be bad, and it's kind of tough. I mean, once you have got a bit of a lead, and you know that you've got a bit of a lead, it's tough to really keep pushing yourself each and every lap. But at the end of the day, that's what, you know, you've got to do, to try and maintain the gap, and obviously keep your focus as well. I should also note that Harry and Job haven't come go-karting in a long time. Oh, there's Job. You can see there's quite a big gap there. That's the difference between first and second. I'm at the end of the straight, up at the hairpin, as Job just starts that after the corner. So, you know, what's this? Probably at least a 7 or 8 second gap here over Job in second place, as he slides through the top hairpin there, as he's overtaken my dad. But yeah, what was I talking about? I don't even know. But not too long to go in this race here. John's coming up to the lap. I think this is Lauren once again here. I think my dad probably just following Job here, just trying to look at where Job's good and maybe just keep the consistency going. Oh, John's gone for a move down the inside. He got quite sideways through that corner there, actually. But he just needs to keep him on the track down. He's got a nice solid 4th position, which will move him. It might move him ahead of Tomel. That'd be interesting. Oh, did I go around the outside of Lauren there? That was quite a risky move. That happened quite a few times anyway. I managed to keep on the track that time. And anyway, there's the checker flag. We crossed the line, and then we take another victory this year, which is really good for me. John, he's still got another lap to go. They're crossing the line there, so Job's finishing in 2nd place. My dad is a lap down in 5th position. John, he'll finish in 4th position, as Harry will come home in 3rd position. So this race, managed to just keep it consistent off the start line. You know, had a decent start for once, and yeah, it all seemed to work out there. John across the line, he completes his race, and there we are. There's race 1. I won, Joe was 2nd, Harry was 3rd, John 4th place, Dad was in 5th, and then Lauren was 6th place here. Obviously steadily improving. Her lap time did go down quite a bit throughout this whole session, so I guess that is the main aim when you start off go-karting. But anyway, this is the 2nd race you guys are seeing on the screen now. The lights are already out. Away we go defensive straight away on Job. Job goes to go past it. There's a bit of contact. Job steering into the side of it. It's side by side stuff. Harry with the great start's gone from 3rd place to the lead. My dad's gone down the inside as well. John's looking to get 3rd place as well. Job's been squeezed out. He's down to 5th place here. I say sorry to John there. I don't know whether I squeezed him out a little bit there. But Harry currently leads. My dad in 2nd position. I'm in 3rd position. John in 4th. 5th place, it's Job. Obviously me and him squeezing into each other at the start of this race. John's got a bit sideways there, and Job's gone through into 4th position. John probably would want to stay behind Job here, learn some of his lines, and hopefully mount an attack on him later on in the race. I'm looking up to the top here to go down the inside of my dad. He goes slightly defensive as Harry gets a bit squiggly through that top hairpin here. John gets, I think he just hit the tyre wall actually a little bit there, and yeah, so a pretty interesting start. Harry with a picture perfect start there, managing to capitalise on. I was going defensive on Joe because I knew he was going to get a good start, so I went over to cover from him. There's a bit of contact, but luckily the karts have the side skirts around them, so nothing was damaged there. Out to the top hairpin. My dad not really defending here, not too sure what's happened here. But he's managed to keep 2nd position here, but I've closed in quite a bit here. John starting to fall away a little bit here through this part of the track, the twisty part of the top here, but he just needs to stay consistent and can still get a good result out of this race here. But my dad now really putting the pressure on Harry. He's gone slightly wider through that corner there. Now through the fast turn out after the finish line there, and this is across the start line just here. And look at this, up to the top hairpin. My dad right up in the slipstream. I'm defending from Job at this point here, so it's just where do you put your car to defend here? There's a bit of contact there. Job, I think, was trying to go down the inside, but he managed. Well, I managed to just about defend from him there. Job going for a move, but didn't quite work out for him there. And John probably saw that better from his camera view here. Obviously, I left the door open, so that's my fault at the end of the day. My dad's made a slight mistake. He's hit the tyre wall on the left-hand side. How's this going to work out to the top hairpin here? I've got a good run, obviously. My dad getting a bit sideways. Mini is not going to be as quick out to the top hairpin, but I'm having to go defensive on Job, and it's actually sort of just worked out for me here. It's given me the inside line, and my dad's dropped 2 positions there. Probably could have defended that one a little bit better, but nonetheless, it's given me second position, so I'm not going to be too disappointed about this. But now Job, he's going to be hunting down his brother Harry, who's currently leading this race. He's going to really want to win this one, and he's going to try all his best. So now I start to close in on Harry, obviously, and now we sort of get the problem of trying to lap Lauren here with a big group. It's going to be pretty tough stuff, but it should be exciting nonetheless. And Harry's going for a move down the inside. Lauren, I think, sees us all there. There's a bit of contact with Job. Oh, there's more contact with Job. He goes, well, we try and go side by side with the through the corner, and my dad gets back into 3rd position here, and he's really closed up on us here. Really a 4-way battle here. John's actually closed in a bit here. You can see he's overtaking, about to lap Lauren here. I think Job, oh, my dad's gone a bit sideways. He's actually crashed into the tyre wall. John just overtakes Lauren there to get another lap on her. So my dad got a bit sideways through that last corner there, or the last main corner, hit the tyre wall on the outside, and actually lost the position to Job once again, and lost quite a lot of time actually, to be perfectly honest. John could be seeing that and thinking this is a good time to attack here and try and get the overtake done. Yellow flag's out, so I was just going to maintain Harry's speed, but actually Harry's going quite fast through the yellow flag zone here, and I sort of realised that at this point here, so I've lost actually maybe a second or so out of that yellow flag zone. And see Job, he's gone quite quickly through there as well. He's managed to get past me here, so I don't know, a bit, you could say a technicality, but I'm not going to complain about it. I did point to Job, you go and have a go now. If I haven't been able to get past Harry in a few laps I've been behind him, so I gave Job a chance here to try and overtake. So this is pretty exciting here, obviously, knowing what could happen here with Job and Harry. Obviously both of them really want to beat each other, so this is a really good chance for one of them to get a victory and also have the sort of chance to beat the other one at the same time. So this was sort of the perfect race situation here, and Job really did want to beat Harry, as did Harry want to beat Job. So this is going to be exciting. John keeping it consistent. It's probably slightly closing down my dad here. My dad does start to sort of, you know, it's quite physical work around this track here with the go-karts. And he says it gets a bit tiring towards the end of the race here, so especially in the second race here. So it's really, you know, does start to struggle a little bit, and obviously his pace does start to slow down a little bit towards the end of the races. So that's why you might see John closing out quite a bit here. You can see he's definitely closed up on this lap at least here, John. My dad not really going very fast at the moment here, but the main battle at the moment, at least, we'll talk about John when he manages to get this overtake done. If he does, he actually might get this one overtake done here. Actually was going out to the top hairpin. He's got a really good run. My dad sort of not really defending it. I think he knows at this point that it's going to be tough, and at the end of this race maybe just keeping it consistent now. If he can pick up anything, you know, any sort of crashes or whatever, he might be able to get a decent result. So John's gone through up into 4th position it is now, and look at this overtake on my screen right now. Job and Harry make contact. Lauren is in the way. I get past 2 of them, get past 3 of them. I get lap Lauren and get past Job and Harry all in one overtake there. That was one of my best overtakes I've ever done, and I keep looking back and it's like, well, I guess I must have just about cut in front of Harry quick enough there. But then I did realise Harry probably would be pretty disappointed about losing it here, so I did sort of go wide here, let Harry through here, and I just ended up letting Joe back through because I couldn't obviously cut back in front of him so quickly. But I let Harry back through there because I did feel that was a bit of a selfish way, well, not a selfish way, but a bit of a disappointing way for him to lose the lead there. I have to blame his own girlfriend. So anyway, out to the top hairpin here, a bit of contact there with Joe as we're getting a bit close to the top hairpin. He was not going 100% defensive there, and unfortunately for me at least, it's lost me a little bit of time obviously by hitting the back of the other car. It slows you down a little bit, but now looking down the outside, oh, a bit over the sort of stones on the outside, that lost us a bit of time. John just puts another lap on Lauren there, but they will do the same any second now. But look at this, really close stuff here. Look at this, how close it is. Harry just about cuts off Job. That was really close there. Job probably have to just lift off the throttle it up the top hairpin here. Harry's got a bit sideways. This is going to be a great chance here for Job to get the momentum. Is he going to go to the inside here? He's going to probably cut back to the inside. Look at this, Job looking to the inside. Is he going to get... No, he hasn't quite got enough of an overlap there to go for an overtake. And I decided not to try and go for anything optimistic on Job here because I know this could end in tears. So once again, Job looking for an overtake. Now, that's given me a good run down the inside. It's side-by-side stuff between me and Job. You can see he's got a better run around the outside, obviously a little bit lighter, so he's managed to keep that speed down the straight, even though he had a little bit of a bad run, obviously, after hitting Harry. So close. This first 3 battle is incredibly tight here. One of the best races I've ever been a part of here. And now Job looking to the inside. He's really looking for the inside here. And oh, there's contact. Harry spins round. Job has caused an accident. Oh, we'll let them decide themselves who caused that accident. You could say Harry cut across him, maybe. Job gone for an overtake that probably was never going to work out. Leave your comments down below. I'm interested to know what you guys think. In the montage that I uploaded on my channel a few days back, it's actually got some slow motion as Job goes for a spin, and that gives me the lead of the race. Thank you very much, Job. Okay, then. So, anyway, you could either go back and watch it in slow motion or in the montage it's got it full screen if you want to go and watch the montage to watch that crash in slow motion. And I'd really appreciate your comments on who you thought that whose fault you thought that was. Obviously Harry thought it was Joe's fault and Joe thought it was Harry's fault, so it's all opinion. But all that has given John, actually, now he's gone up to 3rd position, which is obviously pretty impressive. By keeping it consistent, John has now put himself into 3rd position, which is obviously really good for him there, and he could be on the 3rd step of the podium here and collecting a medal at the end of the day. As I try to go around the outside of Lauren to go put a lap on her there, but I don't think she saw me there trying to go around the outside. Maybe I should have been going to the inside, really. It would have made much more sense, but it is what it is. And you can see I'm looking behind there. Where is everyone? I can see my dad just going across there. Harry is closing in on my dad here, so that could be an interesting challenge towards the end of this race, whether Harry can overtake my dad here for the 4th position. At the moment it's looking pretty decent for another victory for me. That would be a really good way to end off the season, with obviously a qualifying race victory and then 2 race victories here. That would be the biggest points total ever. I've basically just got maximum points here today, which is obviously really important. Maximum points is 75 points today, obviously, with 30 points for each race win and 15 points for the qualifying race. So that is 75 points in the bag if I can get this all done correctly, which would be absolutely insane and a really good way to end off the season. But it probably makes it look better of a season than it really was, to be perfectly honest. Obviously, I mean, Tom L was incredibly close the whole way. I mean, I'd honestly say Tom probably had a little bit more of a pace advantage than me in general, but I did work it out actually in the 4 rounds that would have gone together. Obviously that's 8 races. He beat me 4 times, I beat him 4 times, so it's just really close stuff. His points worked out a little bit more in the 4 races that we did together, or 4 rounds I should say we did together, because obviously he got like 3 race victories over me, and I beat him when he finished 4th, for example. So I didn't, you know, in the head-to-head, he just beats me, and it's really close. I'm looking forward to next season, to be perfectly honest, as I'm sure Tom is as well. Hopefully he can come to every round next year. There's the checker flag. It's come up rather quickly there. Job's going to come across the line in 2nd position, and wow, what a race it was there, guys. So much action. Job's come across the line in 2nd position. John, you don't think he realises it, but he's actually just come across the line in 3rd position. And my dad, he's just going to beat Harry across the line there. He's going to finish in 4th position. My dad actually managed to keep up with John there. Just that first few laps after he got overtaken by John, he couldn't keep up, and that obviously lost him a bit of time. But there we are. I won. Job in 2nd, then John, my dad, Harry in 5th, and then Lauren in 6th position there. So that's it for another season of the Go-Kart Championship. That's how it all looks there in the sort of nice looking format. So you can see I won the first race of the season, won the last 3 races of the season, and picked up 3 more victories in there as well. Arguably Tom probably the driver of the season, or definitely the surprise of the season, I'd say. Obviously picking up 3 victories in the first 4 races, which is really cool for him. And also he managed to get a few pole positions in there as well. Will and James only taking part of 1 round, but they got 1st and 2nd in both of those. So well done to everyone. Thank you to everyone that has watched these videos. Thanks to everyone that came to these and just made it an enjoyable year. We will be doing autumn championship videos over on my 2nd channel, Alex Afro Central, so be sure to check in and tune in to that, which will be uploaded over the next few months. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. It's been Alex. Goodbye.